let's get going. So welcome to this Move at Your Desk session. My name's Kerrie-Anne. I have a business called Pilates At Your Desk. The theme for today is mood boosting moves. So hopefully that's exactly what it will do. But hopefully it will also make you feel lengthened, less achy, more energized, and definitely happier. That's the mood boosting element of it. I will leave 5 minutes or so at the end so you can ask any questions about anything that we've done today or any other desk related things that you might have going on in regards to the body. I hope you enjoy it. So here goes. I'm going to go back over there so you can see all of me. You can all see and hear me okay? Just give me a thumbs up. Yeah, perfect. Great. Okay. So I'm going to get you to come and make sure that you're sitting up on your sitting bones, which are going right at the bottom of your pelvis. So if you do that, you'll have a right angle or thereabouts where your legs and your torso meet. Good. So we're going to crack straight on here. So I'm going to get you to do one of my favourite moves of all, and it's totally underrated, is just have a good old wiggle and a shake out. So you can throw your arms in the air if you've got space, tuck them out to the side, maybe kick your legs out onto your desk, just shaking it all out. And this is a great way to get all your body parts moving, gets your heart rate up a little bit for shifting any negative stuff you might have going on, and even put a smile on your work colleagues' faces too. There's a positive externality through there. So just wiggling out for me. Great. Let's make sure we've got both feet on the floor. I just realised I haven't muted you all actually. So if you just keep wiggling for a second while I do that. I run many Zoom classes a week and I still forget to mute everyone. Right, so feet flat on the floor, and I'm just going to get you to bring your legs a little bit apart for me. We're going to start with some nice side bending. So if you reach your left arm up towards your ear, you're going to lengthen up through your spine and take a big side bend over towards the right. And now to keep it fun and dramatic, we're going to cartwheel those arms through the air and go up and over to the other side. Lovely. Now, as you go through the middle, see if you can eke out a little bit more distance between your sit bones and the top of your head. And we're going up and over. And you can start to think about how you're breathing here too, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Lovely. And then we'll just do one more like this, going all the way up and over. And then you can come back to centre for me. Bring those legs in for me now. You're going to bring your arms forward and cross your hands over. Have your left arm on top of the right, and then bring your hands to the outside of your knees. So we're going to start with the left arm, your left arm. You're going to lift it up towards your head, look up towards it, and then follow it with your eyes as you circle it down towards your hip and thread it underneath the other one. And then we'll go to the right. So you go up, following your hand with your eyes, and then threading it underneath. And you can breathe in as you lift the arm up, and then breathing out as you circle it down to your hip and thread it underneath. Good, nice. Again, trying to find a little bit more length through that torso. Each time we'll do one more of these each side. Lovely. And then last one. Good. And then you can come back to centre for me here. And you're going to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to make fists here and then roll our wrists as we bring our hands all the way down by our hips. And then you can roll your wrists the other way as you take them back up. So you're reaching them all the way up, this time going all the way to the top. And then interlock your fingers and stretch your palms up towards the ceiling. You're going to lift your shoulders up to your ears and then pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Lovely. Lifting them up, pulling them down, and then one more like this. Lift those shoulders up, pull them down, and keep your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe walk your feet out a little bit more. And we're going to take another side bend over towards the right. And then press down through your feet to get those a bit more active too, to go up and over to the other side. Lovely. And then we go up and over. If you press down through your heels as you do this, you'll feel that the back of your legs start to do something too. So that's quite nice, maybe. Lovely. One more of these each side, up and over. And then last one. And then we're going to become a virtual house of angels here today. We're going to bend our elbows and polish the top of our halos. So we're going to draw circles around the top of your head, trying your very best to keep your rib cage still. So we're mobilising the shoulder girdle here and not just moving from the base of the ribs, lovely, And then we can go the other way with this one too. It's a bit like patting your head, rubbing your belly in a way, isn't it? When you change direction. Lovely, good. And then stop there. Let go of your hands. We're going to swap flies. Woo! Taking one hand back, followed by the other. Or it's almost like a dance, maybe. And then go the other way there with the fly swatching. Great. And then just let your arms swing down by your side. Jump your legs in so they're back in parallel and have a good old wiggle out here. Great. If you interlock your fingers for me now and pop your hands behind your head, press your head into your hand, press down like crazy through your left foot, and you're going to hover your right foot off the floor and then rotate around towards it. Come back through centre, pressing that right foot down, lift your left one and go the other way. So keep doing that for me, turning side to side. I'm just going to let this person in. Lovely. Good. And then coming through centre and going around towards the left. And we're going to do one more of these each side. So we're going to go around to the right. Lovely. Make sure you're sitting evenly on both sit bones. Yeah, that's it. Good. And then around to the left. And then come back to centre and just have a wiggle out. I'm going to go sideways so you can see the next one a bit better. So I'm going to get you to, we're going to do some good old bottom shuffling, a bit like a baby. So we're going to walk ourselves, bottom shuffle rather, ourselves forward to the front of the chair. And then we're going to bottom shuffle to the back of the chair. You can move your feet as well. And then go forward. Now this is definitely smile inducing, come on. And we're going to go backwards. Really good for the pelvic floor, your inner thighs, your deeper abdominals, your hips. And then we're going to go forward and we're going to stay there. So bring your bottom, your sit bones, right to the front of the chair. I'm going to get you to take your legs to a turned out position like so again. And then bring your hands to your knees. We're going to do some hip hitching here. So hinging rather. So what I'm going to get you to do is hinge forward from where your sit bones meet the chair. So it's almost like you're in a seated squat. Well, you are. Now press down through your heels and you'll feel your legs become a bit more active too. Your sit bones are separating, you're creating space at the bottom of the pelvis. And then you're coming back up. Good. And then we're going to hinge forward, pressing down through those feet. And then coming back up. Lovely. This time as we hinge forward, if you take your arms down by your side, you're going to press your palms back and open your chest as you come forward. Lovely. And then as you go back up to vertical, you can reach your arms up above your head. Good. And then we're going to hinge forward, pressing those arms back. You might feel your triceps, top back arms working, triceps rather, working a little bit too. And then lift your arms up above your head. Good. And then we're going to go forward with a hip hinge, pressing down through those heels. And then coming all the way back up. And then just let your arms swing down by your side. Good. So from here, I'm going to get you to hinge forward. You might need to move your chair a little bit away from your desk if you're right in front of your desk. You're going to bring one hand on top of the other one, like so. You're going to press down through those heels like crazy, and you're going to stand yourself up. Yay! Then have a wiggle. So because some of you might be on moving chairs right now, we're just going to go to a hover above it. So press down through those heels, come to a hover, and then press yourself back up and have a wiggle. And then we go back to a hover, and then pressing up and a wiggle. It's almost the weekend, so dancing is highly recommended. And then we're going to go back down, pressing up, have a wiggle, and then come and sit back down for me this time. Jump those legs in together, and I'm just going to spin around. So the next exercise is definitely going to make you smile. I like to call it Karate Kid meets Vogue. I'm very happy with that name. So here goes. Get your best Karate Kid-esque actions on the go. So you're going to bring your arms out to the side, and you're going to turn your fingertips down towards the floor. So you can already see what's going on here. Have a little bend to your elbows, so you're not locking them, and have the creases looking forward rather than up to the ceiling. That's it, that's better. Press down through that right foot. You're going to Karate Kid your arms up to the ceiling as you lift your left leg. Flip your hands at the top so your fingers lift at each other, and then vogue your arms all the way down. Flip the wrists, lift the right leg as we Karate Kid up, yay, nice. And then flip your fingers and vogue your arms down. We're going to go to the left, so press down through that right foot, gives you a bit more length through the spine as well. And then we're going to go right over to the right foot, lifting, pressing down through the left. Lovely, let's do one more each side. So lifting up, can you get even longer through that spine? Very nice, good. And then last one like this. Lovely. And then bring your arms all the way down and have a good old wiggle. How are you doing back there? Feeling good? So, this is a really good exercise for strengthening those muscles around the sit bones, pelvic floor, hamstrings, and so on. It's also one that you can do when you want to train, maybe, just not when it stops, because you might get caught. So it's called sit bone squeezing. And all we're going to do is squeeze our sit bones towards each other, so you'll bob up a little bit. Nice. And then release them. And then squeeze them together. Very good. And release. And then squeeze them together. And release, and then you're going to do it as quickly as you can. Squeeze and release, squeeze and release, squeeze and release. You can see how you wouldn't want to do it when the train stops, but you can do it when the train's moving, right? Squeeze and release, squeeze and hold. You're going to reach your arms up to the ceiling, wiggle your fingers, and then let your arms come down. Let go of those sit bones. Jump your legs out to a turned out position and lift your heels up for me. We're going to do a little bit of Charleston legs. So you're going to let your knees, this is a really good one to do if you're working at your desk and you want a video call because no one can see your legs, right? So you're going to let your knees roll in. So we're internally rotating those legs inside the hip socket. And then you're going to let them go out. And in and out. I used to call it leg wafting. Then I got a few funny looks at some of my corporate workshops. So I changed it to Charleston leg, just a bit more appropriate. And then you can go quickly. Lovely. And then, if you want to create a bit more resistance for yourself, what you can do is put your hands to your upper thighs, press against those legs with your hands. So you create resistance as you open the legs out, and that gets you working the outer legs a little bit more. And then you switch and do the same on the way back in. Get you working your arms too. And then switch. Lovely. And switch. And we'll just do one more of these each way. Great. And then last one. And then just take those legs out there. Bottom shuffle to the front of the chair if you're not still there. I'm going to get you to bring yourself up into this shape here. So let your shoulders go up and down your back a couple of times and then keep them away from your ears. We're going to rotate around towards the right here and then wiggle your fingers and toes. Yeah, nice. I love a wiggle. And then go through the middle and around to the left with finger and toe wiggle. And then going around to the right again, drop your shoulders away from your ears. Make sure you're sitting evenly on both sit bones. Lovely, see if you can get a little bit longer as you go through the middle. Good. This almost counts as power posing as well, so perhaps it's a good one to do for a meeting. Lovely. And then last one like this, going around to the left, wiggling out, come back to centre, and then jump everything into the middle. We're going to stand up and we're just going to shake our legs out and get a bit of a jiggle in the middle, wiggle your bottom, jiggle your tummy, shake everything out. Lovely. And then just come and sit back down for me. I'm going to go sideways again. So we've done some side bending, we've done some rotating. We're going to do some flexion and extension now. We're going to make it quite dramatic. Why not? We're here for that. So we're going to bring our arms forward like you're about to give me a hug. Yeah, nice, good. I'll take it. So you're going to give yourself a hug now, in fact, as you tilt your pelvis under and round up through your back. You can bring your right arm over your left arm. Lovely. Now, as you go back to vertical, take your elbows up to your forehead, stick your bottom out, lift your chest and reach your arms up to the ceiling. So you're now extending your spine. And then as you come back around into that flexion, it's the left arm that goes over the right. And then we're finding that arch back, reaching those arms up to the ceiling, and then circling those arms down, and it's the right over left as you tilt your pelvis under and round up through your back. And then you stick your bottom out, elbows going to your forehead, stretch your arms up to the ceiling. And we just do one more like this. Very nice. That looks great, everyone. Last one. Good. And then just circle your arms down by your hips and have a good old wiggle out. Good. So I'm going to get you to do a little bit more wrist and hand stuff. We're going to hold our hands with a bit of jazz hands, really. So we're going to have our hands open down by our side. And then you're going to make fists and open and close as you go all the way up. Lovely. And a more discreet version of this will be where your arms don't go up and down. You just hold them in front of you and open and close your wrists. Fists. Good. Going back down. Lovely. And then you can get a bit more jazz handy if you like. I'm not very good at that, but you might be. Good. Lovely. And going all the way back down. Good. And then let's just If you're not still at the front of the chair, come to the front. You can either come to this position like so, or if you've space to do so, bring your legs out now. Have a soft bend at your knees so you're not locking them. And we're going to find a big star shape. Yay, I'm going to go side on so you can see. So from your star shape, I'm going to get you to pull yourself in, tilt your pelvis under, put your hands to your knees and create a little ball shape. And then come back into your big star. And then frantically finding a little ball shape. And then a big star. I hope you're yaying back there. And then a little ball. We'll do it twice more. A big star. This definitely counts as power posing. And a little ball. And one more big star. And a little ball. Roll yourself up. Hinge forward. Stand up for me. And we're going to go back to that shaking out. Shake, shake, shake. So I'm going to show you one of my favourite rotational movements, and I really like it because it works sequentially up your back. And you can do this seated, but since we're up, we'll stay standing. So before we do it, I just want to make sure that you're thinking about how you're standing on each foot. So I want you to feel the ball of your big toes pressing down, the ball of your little toes, and your inner and outer heel. So you've got 4 points of connection on each foot. Make sure you're not locking your knees. And we're going to start with just our arms down by our side and swinging your arms side to side. So you're rotating, and you'll feel that this is predominantly happening at the lower back. Keep your hips facing forward as best you can. Then if you bend your arms, you'll feel, so they're in line with the base of the ribs, you'll feel that rotation happening a bit more at the base of the ribs. And then you can take your arms to this position here, which I like to call cactus arm position, and you'll feel that rotation now happening between the shoulder blades. Then if you reach your arms up to the ceiling like a tree swaying in the wind, you'll feel your upper back and perhaps your neck rotating. And then you can start to move your feet as well. So you're transferring your weight from foot to foot, and you'll feel a little bit of a hip stretch, and then you can make it bigger, adding a bend in the middle. You can have some creative freezing to do as you please here. Lovely. Chucking whatever it is you've got in your hands away. Lovely. Good. And then just bringing it back down to your hips. Lovely. And then we're going to jump ourselves into that big star here. Wiggle our fingers and toes. And then we're going to have a little shake and a shimmy in the middle. And then a big star. Yeah. And a shimmy and a shake. Good. And a big star. And a shimmy and a shake. Good. And then I'm going to get you to come and sit back down. Come and sit up on your sitting bones for me so that your pelvis is in a neutral position. You've got your feet flat on the floor. We're going to turn our hands out here. We're going to take a really big breath in through the nose, reaching the arms above the head, and then breathe out through your mouth or nose as you bring your arms back down. So here goes. So hands turn out, big breath in. And then flip your palms, breathing out as you press your arms down. And again, really dramatic, why not? Big breath in. And then flipping the palms and breathing out. And again. And then breathing out. We're going to do 3 more like this. A big breath in. Breathing out. Twice more. And breathing out. Lovely. Last one like this. A big breath in. Pressing your arms down, breathing out, standing up for me, shaking those legs out again, wiggling everything, shaking your hands out. I'm going to get you to give yourself a nice big hug. Again, so you've got your right arm over your left. We're going to draw a big infinity sign with these elbows. So we're going to start to draw that infinity sign, shifting your weight side to side. Should feel quite nice. And then going the other way with your infinity sign. Lovely. And then we can change which arm we have on top. So we'll put the left one on top and then do that same thing again. Again, it's one that you can do seated if you wanted to. I think going the other way with those infinity signs. Very nice. And then come back to center. Have a quick shimmy here. And then drop your shoulders away from your ears and just take your right ear to your right shoulder. So you'll feel a nice stretch in the left side of your neck. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then going up and over to the other side. Stretching out the right side of your neck. It's my left side, your right side. Then come back to center, shake everything out. And we're going to finish with 3 big breaths and wiggles, and then there'll be some nice time for questions. So take a big breath in, reaching your arms above your head. And then have a good old shake and shimmy out. Good. And a big breath in. And a wiggle. And last one, big breath in. And a wiggle. Here's a nice big hug from me to you. And another one with the other arm on top. And thank you very much. I hope that your moods have been lifted and you're feeling much better for doing this short movement session. There are still 5 minutes, so I'm going to move over here. And I hope you enjoyed it, first of all.